We started, where we coming from, yeah. Take me back, where we started, yeah, where we coming from, yeah. I need you, the way you need me, the way I need dreams, the way we need freedom, that's the price. I need you. Freedom got a price. I'm wondering how. Wondering how, yeah. How. I need you, the way you need me, the way we need strength. The way we need freedom comes with prices. Oh, I need you. Where you need me. Where we need dreams. Where we need freedom comes with prices. I can't pay that. Touched by the scratch, cruising a 97 hashtag all red man with a scratch on it. One of the once in a lifetime, no one else can shine bright. And if I die in 2 years, searching for a white lighter, dead be my scraps to the block of prize spider mouse. Davis, one of all the niggas follow pipe shit like niggas had it shot like Iverson. Triple double to the casket for the lead. I say hi to Sean. They say that I'm the one. Hey, Inglewood Messiah, I can't rest till my job is done. See, I can't teach him in the bitch. See, I can't even streak a hook right. I can swing a hook. I can sit up running like need a box for a crossbow. We can talk to the Lord like, damn, they don't make it like this anymore. See, I can't be a blood. I can't do the door. I'm a family man. I need to be loved in the door. See, I couldn't be Chris, so I gotta be Raven. So I take it back to Bishop. Pray to God they still say amen. But comparable still niggas forcing me to speak in layman. Goofy in his dreams, grandma keeping me safe for second curtains. Tripping my bedside window, reminding him how to change. My last name is still Willow. I blow through this bitch like the wind in the willows. Honey badger green, leave my wife rich as a widow. Ayy, T-Rex illegal, need a stash it in my pillow. Like, damn, they don't make it like this anymore. Like this, oh, like this. They don't make it like this. They don't make it like this, like this. They don't make it like this. They don't make it like this. They don't make it like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. They don't make it like. Like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like. Grew up with niggas, I'm looking at niggas, looking at niggas, that shit is the truth. Pop would tell me to stay from the window when the leadership when I come up to school. I made a friendly too, they can leave a vision of what they can do. I try to steal my niggas interested in everything, but I feel like a fool. I feel like a tool, ayy, mama, press, like a fool, 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 ay. Didn't know that when I made it that the check was spinning. Ay, mama said I'm different, that mean I'm a fucking screw up. Now I'm pushing daisies like the time before I grew up. Ay, rolling through a set, I'm doing signs I never. Ay, didn't know I made it that the check was spinning. Ay, mama said I'm different, that mean I'm a fucking. Ay, rolling through a set, I'm blowing signs I never. Ay, rolling through a set, I'm blowing signs I never. Threw up, 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 threw up.
Check. 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 Keep going, band. Check. 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 How y'all feeling tonight? How y'all feeling tonight? If you're feeling good, say yeah. If you're feeling even better, say whoop. Check. I got a little delay on me. Go ahead, man. Oh, here we go. Peace and love, everybody. My name is Sam Thousand. Welcome to the Portal. Can y'all make some noise for this wonderful band over here, Unfamiliar Collective? Oh, yeah. Welcome on in. Get settled. We just settling down, getting real chill. We're gonna start the program in just a few minutes, so y'all stick around and strap in. Unfamiliar Collective, y'all.
Yo, thank y'all so much. This is the Unfamiliar Collective. My name is Chris Robin on vocals. We got Zach Nicholas on keys. We got Gordon on bass. We got the unfamiliar fellow himself, Jeremy Taylor, on drums. Thank you so much for having us tonight. Really happy to be back at the Portal. Thank you, Sam, for having us.
Yeah.
Get ready for a wonderful night of community and art, you know what I'm saying? So thank y'all again.
Yes, yes. One more time for Unfamiliar Collective. That's right, that's right, that's right. All right, so welcome to the Portal once again. My name is Sam Thousand. I'm the co-founder of ChiBrations and also the tech founder for the ChiBrations app. Make some noise if you know about the ChiBrations app. All right. So this is an app for the artist community to find open mics, jam sessions, and workshops for artists. This is a free app that's found in the mobile store. So if you do not have the app on your phone, just go ahead and download it. If you're trying to find the next vibe, you can find the next vibe on the ChiBrations app. Once again, welcome to the Portal. The rest of the night. And then also we have a food truck outside. We got some snacks back here. And it's just a whole vibe. Are y'all enjoying yourselves so far? All right, all right, all right. So before we get into a couple speakers here, I want to let you know that we do a theme every month. And today's theme, or this month's theme, is grounding, our relationship with the land. And so we're going to have a few people come up to the stage and talk about, not people, these are experts, these are practitioners, these are people who have dedicated a lot of their time, if not their life, to these studies. So they're here to share some knowledge and just hip you to some of the things that they're into, and also we'll be providing ways for you to connect and find out more information if you'd like to later on. All right, so not only are we in community, we get a chance to vibe and collaborate with each other, but we also get to learn something. We get to build more bridges, you know what I'm saying? So how's that sound? All right, all right. Okay, so make some noise if this is your first time here at Experimental Station. That is what's up. Connie, would you like to come up here and just welcome them real quick? All right, so y'all make some noise for, yeah, watch out for that. Y'all make some noise for Connie Spring.
Hi, everybody. I truly do want to welcome you here to Experimental Station. We always know it's hard to find it, but we're really glad that you made it. I also want to thank Sam for being such a wonderful person and wonderful partner in making this happen. We talked about it about a year ago, and you know, he really goes all the way out, you know, on every one of these events. And I couldn't be happier to partner with anybody other than beyond Sam. I mean, he's a terrific person, and we should thank him and give him a round of applause. And just very briefly, I also want to thank Field Foundation of Illinois, who is making it possible for us to do these events. So, woo for them. Okay, thanks, and enjoy the evening and the programming. Sam has brought together a whole bunch of wonderful people to present their expertise to us tonight. Thanks.
All right. Thank you one more time. This is Connie Spring. All right. So now I'm going to bring up Paige Brown. She is a part of Bustling Spaces. This is a really, really cool organization, and it's ChiBrations' official space to go for artists to find resources, and she's going to talk a little bit about that. If you're interested in finding grants to fund your work, if you're interested in partnering with arts organizations or even nonprofit organizations to do some really cool programming for the community, you need funding. And so you need to connect with Bustling Spaces so they can also show you where you can find that funding. And without any further ado, we're going to bring up Paige Brown. Y'all make some noise for her. Oh, yeah. That's a hazard right there. Sorry.
I'm already breaking stuff. Hi, everybody. How are you this evening? Awesome. I'm really excited to be here. I'm always really excited to be at these events. They are great. One of the things, I have a couple slides. We'll see if they come up. If not, I'm going to keep talking anyway. Okay, cool. One of the things that I really love is finding people money. That is... I really love finding people money. I really love finding artists money. I really love finding organizations money. And so recently I got to become a program associate at a social enterprise organization that loves that as much as I do. And that's Bustling Spaces. You can go to the next slide. And so Bustling Spaces, if people are, again, Sam already touched on that briefly for a moment. What we do is we help artists, community groups, creative businesses, and we realize that sometimes the lines are blurred there. We help you, and then mostly we're working in the South and the West Sides, historically disinvested communities that haven't really gotten access to the funds and the resources as other places in the city. And we help you manifest your visions and get access to those resources. Next slide, if you could. So one of the things that we do strategic consulting, we do grant writing support, we also do, I cannot see things. We help with storytelling. If you do a lot of work but you're not good at conveying it or you need support there, we help you manifest. If you are doing a programming and you need to help make that more seamless, we help with that as well. Next slide. So this is the main thing that I want to let everybody know about. So we have a newsletter that comes out twice a month that has a whole bunch of funding opportunities, grants, residencies for individual artists, for capital funding, for community groups, for organizations, you name it. And we'll show you how to sign up for that in the next couple of slides. We also categorize them. We also have a weekly feature on Instagram every Monday. We're going to look at our list and we're going to see which grants have the widest reach, and we're going to highlight that on Instagram. We're also going to be tagging in ChiBrations, Arts Alliance Illinois, ILA Creative Studio. So if you're following them, you're also going to get that information. You can go next. Cool. This is the other thing, and I think, do we have a rep from Arts Alliance Illinois here tonight, or they weren't able to come? It's Capitol Day. They are advocating for arts funding at the Capitol today. That's really important. If you got the Back to Business grant for Illinois artists, that was them. They did a huge push for that funding. So they're really important. They have a help desk that a lot of people don't know about. If you are creative and you want to go for a grant and you have no idea where to start, go to artsalliance.org support and click on that chat with us button and tell them, like, I want to apply for DK's grant. I don't know what I'm doing. They are really good at that support. Last slide, I think we're at. So if you want to learn more, if you have an idea, even if you have a hard time articulating it, please look us up. Sign up for our bi-monthly newsletter. Our QR code is there. So if you want to do it right now, you can. Follow us on Instagram. We also have info@Bustling Spaces, or you can email me directly, page@bustlingspaces.com. Either of those emails are going to come eventually to me. And then bustlingspaces.com is our website. But we, like I said, I have found this team. We love finding y'all money. So I'll end on that. Thank you so much. And enjoy the rest of the night.
Woo. One more time for Paige Brown. So we're just highlighting some of our partners right now before we get started with the program. I do want to shout out Sugar Gamers, who is up top. Sugar Gamers, make some noise up there. Woo. So that is Keisha Howard. That is the Keisha Howard. Go and rap with her sometime and go play some games with her. She's a developer, a super duper creative, and just a wonderful all-around person. So shout out to Sugar Gamers, another one of our partners. And we have also ILA here. They have an app as well. So I'd like to bring up Cedric to come and talk about ILA, and he's going to introduce the artist.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? My name is Cedric. I'm with ILA Creative Studio. We're an arts nonprofit based on the South Side that supports artists on the South and West Sides. And so we provide grants, funding opportunities, partnerships. We have Samari here. She was part of our artist residency program at the Kimball Art Center recently. So yeah, come holla at us. We have a community mural. She's gonna talk more about that and introduce herself.
Yes, hi. As he said, my name is Samari. I am an artist, and I was a part of ILA's most recent residency. If you want to pop by our station here, we have an art wall. If you already have some creative juices going, just throw something up on the wall. If you want like a little bit of a prompt and to see what you can take out of it or get inspired, you can pull a card and throw something down. So yeah, we're happy to have you.
All right, thank you.
All right. We got a couple tripping hazards here. We're going to work that out, though. Yeah. All right, so we're about to get into the program here. We have some featured guests who are going to be speaking. The first person I would like to bring up to the stage is Sherman Dilla Thomas. He's a Chicago historian, affectionately known as Dilla. He's a fascinating blend of a modern historian, cultural worker, and content creator. Dilla is passionate about and well-versed in Chicago's history, architecture, and overall culture. He brings the city to life through captivating storytelling and insider knowledge. He's Emmy Award winning. He has a new show as well. Y'all please make some noise for Sherman Dilla Thomas.
I wasn't gonna be the first dude to fall down tripping. You live streaming. That wasn't going. I was thinking about that all the way in the back. Very honored to be here with you all. My name is Dilla. I'm a Chicago historian, born and raised in this amazing city. Shout out to the good folks at the Field Foundation. Daniel Ash is my guy. This is such a soul resetting thing for me this evening. Usually I hate following behind music because there's no following behind music, and they were absolutely amazing. But I try very hard to be on the pull-up for Brother Sam. So round of applause for Brother Sam. A brother got kids at home, and it ain't easy to get out in the evening and, do all that kind of stuff. So Sam is about the only person in the city that can make that happen. Right? But today, let's see, I did a speaking engagement for some big lawyer folks downtown. I did a neighborhood tour for the Chicago Community Trust. And then I did another Zoom speaking engagement for some white folks in London, which I didn't understand why I was doing it, but I just took the money and I did it. But then I walked into this space and it was like a resetting. And it's sometimes they say you shouldn't preach to the choir, but I'm learning that that's like bad advice. Sometimes you need to be around your people that you ain't got to explain stuff to, like freedom and everybody having rights and, you know, a rising tide raises all ships, and in a space where art is not only appreciated, but is valued as one of the main things. We spend a lot of time in this city working on STEM, and I'm all for STEM, yes, to science and tech and all of that. But as soon as you start balling because you create a technology, or as soon as you get tenured because you're a science professor, what's the first thing you're gonna do with your money? You go buy art, right? And so art refines you, it gives you energy, and so to be in a room full of artists is awesome. I didn't consider myself an artist. I'm starting to feel that way more and more. Anyway, Brother Sam said that today we were talking about our relationship with the land, and Chicago is an amazing place where that story is told, and it's the whole reason why we're here. All of us go to these schools. You may every now and again hear John Baptiste Point du Sable is the founder of Chicago. And that's really where it stops. No one tells you that he was half Haitian and half French. He was born in Haiti. His mother was an enslaved woman on the island. His daddy was a white dude from right outside of Paris. When du Sable was about 12 or so, sadly, he lost his mother. So his father moved him to France and made sure that he was educated. They were merchant tradesmen, and so they ended up in the French territory of Louisiana before we did the Louisiana Purchase shit, you know, that stuff, right? And so that was still the French territory, and that's what du Sable lands there. He ends up meeting some indigenous Native Americans from what we now call Peoria. I don't know what the hell those Native brothers said to him, but they convinced him to get in a canoe with them from New Orleans, and he went up the Mississippi River, and he ended up in Peoria. I just bought a 1970 Lincoln Mark III, so if you see that beautiful thing around, that's me. But I also would like a Pontiac GTO. Anyone know where we get the word Pontiac from? Right, so Pontiac was an indigenous Native American chief of Potawatomi nations in pretty much the central Midwest. And so that's where Pontiac comes from. And Pontiac had this great niece, Kithiawatha. Her English name is Catherine. She was a Potawatomi woman. And she must have seen du Sable and was like, damn, bro, kind of fine. I need to see what's up with that. And so they're betrothed, and they get married in the indigenous tradition, and they also get married in a French Catholic tradition. And that French Catholic wedding allows them this thing called freedom papers, which is very much needed in the 1780s if you're a darker complected person like du Sable was. And so they take the Mississippi River up to the Illinois River, and the Illinois River branches off to the Little Calumet and then the Chicago River. They stay up the Chicago River, and they establish Chicago's first business right where the Apple store is today on Michigan Avenue. So when you cross the river, that glass store, that's where du Sable's log cabin was. He owned all the land from the mouth of the Chicago River to what we would call Chicago Avenue, from the lake to about Ashland, right? There's a ton of land. Chicago's first white baby is born in his log cabin. The city charter is written in the log cabin that he built. We were in the end of the Revolutionary War when he got here, and so the Redcoats kidnapped du Sable. And here's the lesson for all of us: marry above your weight class, and you're gonna be all right. Because his wife, an indigenous Native American woman, they left her here, and she kept the shop running. And it was their linguistic prowess that allowed them for this Chicago thing to flourish. And best believe they understood an amazing relationship with the land. They understood that at the time the country was expanding via our waterways, and her indigenous heritage taught her how to get across all these places. And so she knew how to find trading groups. And then his ability to speak French and English and Spanish and so many other languages allowed him to trade with who they were calling the pale faces. But that is what grows Chicago. And when we talk about du Sable, we never explain any of that. We never explain that the first business in Chicago came from what we would call a black man married to an indigenous Native American woman who both had a very healthy relationship with the land that they lived on. They understood the power of the land, the abilities that the land could give. And that should make us all proud as Chicagoans, though, that we are probably the only major metropolitan area in this country to be founded by a black man, an indigenous Native American woman. And the power in their togetherness pushes things forward for us. And since then, particularly here in Chicago, it's been people that look like us that's been advocating for the land for a long time. Please, please, please make sure that you put in your mental Rolodex the name of a woman named Hazel Johnson. Way before Erin Brockovich and all that stuff that she was doing with the chemicals in Nebraska, Hazel Johnson is the mother of the phrase environmental justice. And so when we talk about our relationship with the land, it's Hazel Johnson's the reason why we even get a Barack Obama, because she hired this young lawyer to help advocate for the people living in Argyle Gardens, who had their houses built on top of landfills, right? The activism that comes from this space is certainly connected to the land. And then lastly, the y'alls of the world. Now, I ain't got an artistic bone in my body. I could draw a little bit, you know what I'm saying, if I focus real, real good, right? But the y'alls are of the world certainly have an amazing relationship with the land. Anytime I'm around an artist, right, you can kind of sense where they from. They might have a South Side bop, or they might be hella West Side flashy, you know, pink gaiters and, you know, now later suits, right? You might have somebody that's very technically sound that came from the North Side that went to the People's Music School. But one thing that's an absolute certainty is that we all connected to this space and this land that we call Chicago. And it's going to be on us to continue to do the thing that we do well, to leave our imprint and our example for those that are following behind us. So, man, again, I appreciate you allowing me to take a couple of moments to even talk to y'all. Like I said, I'm a historian. I want to leave you with 2 activations. If it has a name, it has a history, right? And so the name of the school you went to, why is it called John W. Cook? Or who is Harlan? Or who is John Marshall? Or who is Bogan? Or who is Hirsch, right? Who are these people, right? Why do you live on Carpenter? Why do you live on Escanaba, right? What the hell is Stony Island? Who in the hell was Halsted? So if it has a name, it has a history. Spend some time learning about the history of the spaces that we all live in. And then lastly, explore this place, right? Don't get boxed in. The entirety of this land. In Rogers Park is the 3rd largest demographic of indigenous Native Americans in our country, right? Yeah, right up in Rogers Park. We got more Mongolian Americans in Chicago than any other place. There are more Palestinians in Palos Heights in here in Chicago than any other place, right? Edgewater got a thriving Greek community. Afro-Caribbean folks are up in Uptown. You can go door to door, Ghanaian dude from Nigeria, another dude from Belize, right? Explore this place. How I do it is I try to spend $25 a month in the neighborhood I've never been in, right? Makes it real simple. So do those 2 things for me and continue to do what y'all do, which is bless us with y'all art. Hey, thank you very much.
Sherman Dilla Thomas. Thank you, brother. Yes, man, learned a few things on that. All right, we're gonna keep going. Really excited about the lineup. Now, I do have to mention for the format tonight, especially if this is your first time here, we're gonna have a couple speakers. We're gonna break and play some more music, open the stage to jam a little bit. We're gonna come back and have another couple speakers, and then we're gonna jam for the rest of the night for at least an hour or so, all right? Is that all right? All right. So next we're bringing up a native from the Cherokee Nation. This is Andrew Johnson. He currently serves as the Executive Director of the Native American Chamber of Commerce of Illinois and board member of the Chicago American Indian Community Collaborative and ACLU Illinois. Major. He is also the chairperson of the Native American Employment Plan Advisory Council and member of the Illinois Business Enterprise Program Council. He has an MBA from University of Southern California and a BS in and it's a BS in accounting, and in San Jose State University, certified public accountant as well, CPA. Hey, holla at them. All right, please make some noise and show some warm, warm gratitude to Andrew Johnson.
Whoa, thank you very, very much. We want to pull this up. My goodness, Dilla, is he still here? I am so honored to be following him. I hope I can keep up his pace, but seeing him on the television, hearing him on podcasts, my goodness, what a historian he really is, and he tells such a wonderful, wonderful story. So I'm going to try to stay up here. Okay, that's my bio. You don't care about me. I'm standing over to the side, but we're going to talk about, we're going to do a quick land acknowledgement, and this is what we'll do. What is a Native American trail marker tree? Purpose, shape, material, method, significance, preservation, acknowledgement to Dennis Downs. This is the reason that I'm here, and a lot of the reason that the Native American trail marker trees are known and followed today too. And a Q&A. And actually, if there's any time during this as I bring up something, just speak up. Don't have to raise your hand, speak up, and we'll try to answer the question right then and there. So we begin our gathering today by acknowledging the people and land upon which we meet. It is the location of the ancestral homelands of the people of the Council of the Three Fires, the Potawatomi, Ojibwe, and Odawa. It is also the home of the Ho-Chunk, Peoria, Kaskaskia, Piankasha, Wea, Miami, Mascoutin, Sac and Fox, Meskwaki, Kickapoo, and Chickasaw nations. All have a responsibility to recognize the Native nations and to work with them as we move forward. So why do we acknowledge the land? It's an expression of gratitude and appreciation to those whose territory we reside on, and a way of honoring the indigenous peoples who have been living and working here on this land from time immemorial. And I guess I want to thank Dilla, too, for bringing up that he was married to a Native American woman. I've referred to her as Kitty Hawa. You don't hear that in too many stories, that other places, it's only the man and not necessarily, and not a man of color here. So in working with the DuSable Museum and with DuSable Park that's going to come up, we are making sure that Kitty Hawa is acknowledged too, and that the original peoples here are acknowledged for this, because this was an incredible trading area. So what is a Native American trail marker tree? They're intentionally shaped trees used by natives to mark the trails, significant locations, and other features of the land. So these trees, they were hardwood, they were oak, and we'll talk a little bit more about them. But these are very, very sturdy trees, but when they're young, you can bend them. And in fact, we're going to have a tree bending ceremony up in Deerfield here on Sunday. And we'll go into how this is done. And they're secured in a way to make them identifiable. And I'll show you some pictures here. And they're distinct. It does make them distinct from other naturally bent trees. But here's, I don't know if you've seen any of these. So you can see how each of them, you got a little knob here, they come up a little bit. Here's one, in fact, I think this was up in Wilmette. So we have trees that are local, and we'll talk about some of those things too. But these were shaped by the native peoples throughout the United States. And as we said, these were markers of what to do, where to go, and we'll go into that. But these are distinctively shaped trees that are visible and resonant. So the significance, they represent a historical form of land and water navigation in the United States and reminder of the interconnectedness between the native world and the natural world. In that, these were trees. These were living bodies that were shaped and lived. And some of these trees lived to be 300 and 400 years old and grew, as you can see, how large those are. So it's not a stack of rocks, even though up in the Alaska area up north, they did use rocks, and you can see that. But these were living trees that were formed by the hand of man. And the purpose, as it is, to mark the trails, to mark the trails, let this back up, for directions, spring, freshwater, cave openings, medicinal, campsites, villages, other significant features. Because as we look at this, pre-contact trade routes in North America, people would like to have you think that there wasn't a whole lot going on around here, that it was nobody was really living here. But when you look at this pre-contact, how much activity did go on. And that's what people don't want you to realize too, is how active trading, travel, and that within different Native American tribal nations occurred here in the United States. They just want you to kind of think nomadic group of people going from here to there, with your teepees or whatever. We didn't have teepees out here. I mean, some of those kinds of things. But you know how extensive this is. And that's one of the reasons that you had the trail marker trees, because as you go into a strange area, or you move into a place, go up into a place, you're not going to remember year to year. You have all this southern thoughts of a noble red man that, they commune with nature and then they can find their way wherever. Hey, we needed some help. And so these are what helped it too, because as you're trading here, you come up north, and it is remarkable when you look at where Chicago is, with the convergence of all the rivers, the water here, the forest, and that these helped all the natives to go from place to place and to be able to see the different paths where they needed to go. So as you can see, the shape that we saw, typical horizontal bend, several feet off the ground, and visible, so you can see them in a distance in the snow. So you did. Some natives were hunters, others were traders. So you have to look at these, and when you look at it, we'll see this in a slide right after that. Seeing a horizontal plane in a vertical world with the forests and that, it does stick out. So you can follow that trail or follow what we're trying to get to. So here again, see how we have vertical with the trees, but by George, this guy sticks out. And this isn't some little twig that's there. This is a pretty big tree, and as you can see, with here, I'm there. You can see this tree here. There's another one that's right over here. This is Dennis. We'll talk about him a little more in a bit. But look how thick that trunk is. So when you're along and you're seeing this, you know there's something that is going on that you're looking for. So, sure thing. No, I'm going to go into that too. You're setting me up for the other slide. And so the material, as I said, using hardwood and saplings, like the oaks in particular, those saplings, because when they're young, again, you can bend those, and as they grow, that they retain their shape, and they're very, very strong, as we're saying, lived for hundreds of years. I think in Lincoln Park just last year that we had to take down a tree. I believe it was almost 400 years old, something like that. We gave it a blessing. They were making some materials out of it. But this is how, these are the kinds of trees that were there. And when you look at them, primarily we used oak as a hardwood, but again, dense wood, durability, long lifespan. And as we talk, so that's more, let's look at how they were talked. So you have a young sapling here, you can bend it, and this is what we'll be doing up in Deerfield. You can bend it, you can put a weight there or put a weight on it. You see how it grows to the side, and then we have that branch that goes up, and then this other part, that's why you have a knob, is removed, and so that's what gives it its distinctive shape, and how you know that it was shaped by man, and not just, because some of these things happen out there on their own. Something falls on it or whatever. But you can tell that they were shaped by man, and again, this is what we'll be doing. There are others that are out there. So preservation, a lot of these trees are disappearing. In fact, a lot have already disappeared. And it's a shame because there are old pictures there from the 20s, even from the 1800s, of trees in this area, up in Wilmette, all over. And they, through old age, vandalism too. People, treasure seekers, natural causes that we are trying to work on some conservation efforts. But these treasure seekers, they think, you hear the thing about, the leprechaun at the end of a rainbow and there's like a pot of gold, that kind of thing. The people had this and actually published, well, these trail marker trees, they're bent, and you see them, and in the corner there, where it's bent, there's something valuable. There might be some gold pieces in there or whatever. So people would see these trees and cut into them and kill them. There's nothing there. But they would try to do this. The other is that the shipbuilders, the way they're shaped, they're perfect when you cut them for a bow, for a boat, or for the other parts of it. So they would cut these trees down too and use them to build other boats, not understanding what the real purpose of them were. And as we talked about, so trail marker trees throughout the United States, Alabama, Iowa, Michigan, New York, Wisconsin, Ontario, all of that. So they were all over the United States. And you can see that other map that we had, the kinds of traveling, the trade routes that were there, that these were all there. And I have to give this, to wrap up, an acknowledgement to Dennis Downs, nationally renowned award-winning artist, and Connie's brother-in-law, a good friend. Unfortunately, we lost him last year. But he has been a key member. He is not Native, but he had this intense a desire, drive to understand, to document the trail marker trees and many other things too. But with the trail marker trees, we're still some understanding there, because Natives, we have an oral tradition. And when you lose some of those generations, you learn exactly how to do some of these things. And Dennis, with his extensive research over 30 to 40 years, was able to bring the technology back, the knowledge of it, the understanding of it, and just an incredible man of integrity and purpose and perseverance. He's a man that we love and miss very much. And I did say this, to him. Native American trail marker trees, historical links to our past, part of the daily lives of the original inhabitants. So our community is indebted to Dennis Downs for his important and inspiring efforts to discover, properly identify, and preserve these trees throughout the United States. So we are honored, even posthumously here, to recognize him for his commitment and support of his work. And so there's Dennis, and that I'm standing there too, but it doesn't. I don't matter. I don't matter. And that's Hilda Williams' little fawn. And this is actually, he is an artist, a sculptor. And this is actually a bronze that he did that is here local. So, I want to say thank you very much for being able to share this. And again, we're back to that, the connection with the earth and the natural resources that we have, and using these trail marker trees helped us to navigate, to be able to go from place to place. And again, it's an honor that Dennis, the work that he did, that allows us to enhance our knowledge and understanding of that. So, any questions? Yes, sure.
Yeah, okay, so they took the sapling, they weighed it down so it has the 90-degree bend in it, right?
Yep.
But before like it's stuck like that, we're talking like a decade, 2 decades before. So whose job was it to go back and check?
It was all, I mean, the particular native tribal nation around there, that they would maintain these. And I think that is a good point with regard to living beings like that. That yes, there definitely is a maintenance part to it, and that particular nation that was in the area was responsible for maintaining that and to growing that. So yes, it took a long time.
Like, who was the guy? Like, who was the...
Oh.
How did they determine, like, I don't know, I guess what I'm thinking about is, like, talking about land management, right, land ownership, and I sort of get to the idea of, like, not thinking about indigenous peoples like these mystics who just, like, have this really close relationship to this land, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was some dude who, like, if he didn't fix that tree, he's gonna get fired. I don't know how they work it, but, like, they have, like, sophisticated organizations and systems. So I wonder what that looked like and how does what we see here connect to those organizations, I guess.
Wow. So within many native societies, you didn't have quite the structure, the org chart that you see in the modern societies. In that the leaders of them weren't voted on, that they, through consensus, became leaders, and leaders for different purposes too, because you'd have a different person lead if there was a war or something. You have a different person lead if you were looking for other resources or food or I don't know, things like that. So it was more an individual. You know, nobody ever asked me that question. Who is this guy? So it wasn't like it. You know, it's almost like or not like. When you think of feudal England or some of those where, you know, you were born into a shoemaking family, you're a cobbler, and that's what you were going to do for the rest of your life, because that's what your family did. It was more individuals that would have the knack and assume that role within that nation to do these kinds of things. So it was. So within our society, it's not so strict. That's what you do. Period. It's you're doing these things because you're good at it, because you're giving back to all the other people in your tribe, and so they work more in that particular way. But you're absolutely right. These things did need to be shaped and maintained, and it took a while for that to occur. But we do have to say that Connie is Dennis's sister-in-law. I'm so glad she asked me to be here. So her sister was Dennis's husband, Gail. So we have to give Connie another round of applause for all of this too. So thank you very much. I had 7 minutes. I think I went a little bit over, but I sure appreciate this. Thank you all very much. It's terrific being here. Okay, that was wonderful. Oh, wonderful.
One more time for Andrew Johnson. We are honored to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing this knowledge. We're gonna move on to one more talk before we get back to jamming with the band. How many of y'all like farmers markets? All right, cool. All right, so there is a long-standing farmers market that happens right here at Experimental Station. Can you make some noise if you've been to that farmers market here? Okay. All right, well, we got Breon that's gonna come up here and tell you all about it. Y'all make some noise for Breon.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. I'm not big on public speaking, but
You got it.
I absolutely do love the 61st Street Farmers Market. I am not a Chicago native, but to piggyback on what Sherman Dilla mentioned, coming here is like a reset. I was first introduced to the market in probably 2012, 2013 when I first moved here. I moved to the area, which was just right around the corner in Hyde Park. So I saw the advertisements for yoga, fresh vegetables, and I was like, it's also walkable. It's right in my neighborhood, so why not go check it out? Fast forward to 2021, I didn't know in 2012 that I was gonna start volunteering here, but the pandemic kind of had me down, and I just wanted to be around community and people and a good environment. So every time I come, I feel so welcome. It's just like you said, a reset. You come here, you can get amazing fresh vegetables, fresh fruit. The people are awesome. Apple season is probably one of my favorites, and Ellis Farms, he has some of the best apples available. Again, yoga is probably one of the things that definitely caught my eye, is right in the yard, right across the street, and when we're talking about grounding, we're right there in the ground and facing the sunshine, or some inclement weather too, but it's there and it's available, and the market is here still, and it's been really just, for me, it has been a community. I come here, I see familiar faces, they remember me, I remember them. Again, I'm just trying to think of all the things that are available. The Sprout Station, we have things for kids. They can color, they can learn about gardening. The Market Station, they have, which was really big for me because I learned about gardening, fresh vegetables. So I was able to even start my own garden. So I've gotten saplings here and been able to plant them and had fresh fruits and vegetables at my own home that I grew. What else? And just the experimental station, they accept SNAP. They do the link match, which they're the ones who started it. So it's, while I don't qualify for those benefits, I thought it was awesome. I was like, how can I get some vegetables, some fruit? So it's just, I see how much, when people come in, how grateful they are that it's here. They also have chef demos. While I'm not a chef at all, I actually did one. I stayed in my lane. I did a non-alcoholic sangria because I love wine in general, and I think it was a fun opportunity, again, to get up in front of people and just share something I love with them. Again, if you haven't been to the 61st Street Market, I definitely recommend you come. You can also get information here on other markets, but definitely they have more than anything you need to get what you need. All the vegetables, the fruits, meat, eggs. They have eggs here if you're having trouble finding them. So yeah, I think that's all.
You have a question? So we had a question really quick.
I saw a lot of those pictures were, with children and maybe working the ground. do you know if a lot of the produce is local or as much local can grow in Illinois?
Yeah, I think we do have a few like Michigan farms, but they're all in the Midwest. And maybe some in Wisconsin, but they all do travel here. And they hit up multiple markets, but yeah, everything is local here.
Another question. We're going to use the mic.
Oh, sure. Could you share the dates and times?
Yes. So the next market is starting the outdoor season, and that is May 17th. And there are these flyers on the table outside, which will give you all the information for the market, and flyers on the link match.
What time?
From 9 to 2. 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
All right, one more question here.
Yes, absolutely. So the link match is where we accept SNAP benefits, and we will match up to $25 for the, we'll match up to $25 for the first $25 you spend. So, and that is for fruits and vegetables only. So you come to the information booth, and you come and say, I want to get $30 off my SNAP card, so you can spend with the vendors that accept SNAP. We will match 25 of those $30, and you can use those for fruits and vegetables at the vendors that sell fruits and vegetables. And then you can use your normal SNAP benefits for whether it's cheese, eggs, bread, and all of it is so good.
All right, can y'all make some noise for Breon Crawford? Yes, yes. All right, so that concludes our first portion of this program. We have some more speakers that are going to come up after this little jam. We're going to take a little break to kind of stretch around, maybe get some more of this art wall, maybe get some more of the vendors or some more of this live music. You can also get on the stage and jam with the band. We have the food truck out there, and also restrooms are out there as well. Before we turn over to the band as they're getting settled in, I'm going to bring Cedric back to the stage here to talk about ILA Creative Studio. They have some events coming up.
Hey, I'm back, y'all. Yo, this is my first ChiBrations. I didn't know we was gonna have presentations like this. I was like, yo, we learning about the trees. I was loving it. So I was like, let me tell these folks, you know, what we've been doing and what we have coming up, because we have some events coming up for y'all. And so, you know, last month we had a tax workshop for artists. And so I'm gonna let you know right now, that saved me some money when I did my taxes. So yeah, we're gonna do more of that. We had a grant writing workshop for artists as well. So we had somebody come in, you know, who definitely is like giving out the cash for projects. So definitely stay tapped in with that. Upcoming here, we have some more events actually like this, a community mural. We have a Here We Art event. So we have two of them. First one, you know, Sam has performed at one of those before. And so we have music and you're in community and you're working on, you know, a piece of your own. And so the first one we have is for families that have been affected by gun violence. And the second one we have is for educators. And so if you know somebody, you know, that fits into those categories, you know, send them the link. It's the Eventbrite is in our link tree on our Instagram. So definitely those are going to be amazing events. And then in June, we have our Black Arts Gala. And so definitely it will be an amazing event. We're going to have some art, food, music, everything. So check us out, and thank you.
Yes, yes, one more time. And just to clarify, so what's really cool about partnering with ILA Creative Studio is ChiBrations really focuses on performing artists. So musicians, dancers, comedians, poets, storytellers, theater folk, marionette puppet artists, right? We have the largest puppet festival in the world right here in Chicago. So we focus on performing art, the moment, creating the moment. ILA Creative Studios, they have a slew of resources for visual artists. They have a community full of visual artists, and they're all dope. And they have their own app as well, just like ChiBrations has its own app. So if you do visual arts as well, please tap in with them and catch an event as well that's coming up. All right, we're going to turn it over to the band. Y'all make some noise for Unfamiliar Collective. Feel free to get up and stretch around, and we'll be back with some more of the program. Oh, yeah.
Say the shit I write is poetry. They say I'm sweet, a good person, pretty cool, you barely know me. Barely scratch the surface, like that boat that hit the iceberg. I told Jack I'd never let go, but goddamn, just check them thorns on rose. And speaking of Jack, I caught a fade from Oogie Boogie. I got bugs in my ears, all that shit you tried to hide, I can hear it. Athletic ass, I had a back pedal. Just to catch you in the action, don't test my metal, End up your couch doggy style, but I'm keeping it bipedal. I've been the best in this shit, I just hate flaunting what other niggas don't have. See niggas pull up 6 for less, let alone the gift the gab. You want it cause I got a head ass, I guess your life is up for grabs. I got too many issues with myself to ever crash, but you gotta catch the cancer early, that's just common sense. But my teacher always told me that ain't really common sense. I done walked a long way just to get here. I ain't planning on no turning back. No turning back, no. Hey, see, stranger love me, lovers hate exactly what is strange to me. Honey words and cravings, the simplicity of that energy. I hate the word energy, I hate what isn't cynic. I'm cynic and pretty ornery, honest to a fault, and not that back and forth when we was 15 love. Cracking cards about you feel I was street love. Butterflies and tummies forget we didn't eat love. Watch, rinse, repeat, that moment fleeting, but the fleet can only settle after hoisting on my feelings. I'm disgruntled, kinda hurt by some betrayals I didn't need then. Mama looked at me and must have thought I was a heathen. I saw granted at the center started, he was barely breathing, but it lied not just the pops, but also me. I needed something to believe in. God bless the child who came straight from Langston Scribbles. Dreams only who that I found simpler. To Romeo, I slayed a couple tibbles, step back dribble just to step into my shadows. I find, yeah, it came a long way. I don't plan on going back, no. It came a long, long way. I don't plan on coming back. I don't plan on going back. my body, then we ditch. I can make a milli off of it, no need to snitch. I've been really praying, really hoping I can make it with a baby. You know my niggas know most my niggas fighting for their kids. Never cast a stone, but I like rocks all on my wrist. Celebrate my day, I'm dripping amethyst. Still stuck on God bless the child, knowing I came up an atheist. I've been searching for the facts in the word. All my niggas I ain't heard from since the 3rd grade. Felt like Jesus. I came back after sleeping for the 3rd day. I wasn't supposed to make it on my birthday. See, they told me you can make it. You can just believe it's just a sliver. I pour bottles down my throat. See, I'm trying to burn my liver. I came for living amongst Judas. Survivors get so fertile, you'd expect it to be rootin'. Hey, yeah, ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and clean. Oh yeah, they say, yeah, ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and clean. Oh, don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so fresh and clean. Hey, yeah, ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and clean. Yeah, don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so fresh and clean. Yeah, look, see I've been treading kinda lightly. My mama's sick and shit, I still ain't caught it chicken. You see, no one kinda frightening. Finally got it back, I'm losing out, so twice by the lightning. Cassie stay afloat when he boxes, but he ain't never swinging Hades. There's 7 women in my life who like to clutch it like the Pleiades. So that made me question my own agency. Fading in the background is a confident sensation. She like to pull me for the stairwell, tell me we don't have to leave it up for her. Try to tell her my mental it never fares well. Like even if I'm good in a week or two, I'ma need a jump to like a week or two. She been chewing on my left to the week or two, the new canal, the infection is red. And like a week or two, if I'm being blind, I ain't been feeling you. You got a man, I got a plan to keep you moving, to catch a view without me seeing you. I hope you see the truth. No, cause I know, yeah, ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and clean. Oh, don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so fresh and clean. Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and clean. Oh, don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so fresh and clean.
Wendy, you trying to play violin?
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Oh, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Summertime, oh, and the living is easy. Oh, fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your dad is rich, yeah. Oh, and your mom is good looking. Oh, so hush, little baby, don't even cry.
Chip, chip, chip. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Y'all make some noise for the Unfamiliar Collective and a special guest over there. Oh yeah. Unfamiliar Collective hosts a jam session every first and third Mondays at Cole's Bar in Logan Square. Make some noise if you've been there. Alright. Every first and third Monday. Next one is May 5th, right? Yeah, yeah.
That's right, May 5th,
Hey.
Cinco de Mayo.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
So y'all, we just jammed a little bit. We're gonna have a couple more talks and conversations, and then we're gonna open it up for the rest of the night to jam a little bit more. Can we invite some more people to take some seats here? We got some very interesting people that's gonna talk, that are gonna share some of their expertise, some of their art, some of their creativity. Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Once again, if you can just come in and make the stage nice and warm. If you can make the stage nice and warm now. That's right. That's right. All right, y'all ready for your next speaker? Make some noise, make some noise. I said, if you're ready for your next speaker, make some noise. Once again, this is the portal. Our theme is grounding our relationship with the land. Please feel free to continue at the art wall and just vibe however you like. But we're gonna have a couple speakers here. First person we're bringing up is Alexandra Antoine. Yes, she is an interdisciplinary visual artist and cultural apprentice. I like that term, cultural apprentice. Based in Chicago, Illinois. Her work acknowledges the influence of her Haitian culture and interest in portraiture, food, traveling, farming, and the deep wisdom involved in traditional artistic practices of the African diaspora. Y'all, please make some noise for Alexandra Antoine.
Hey everybody, how y'all feeling?
Hey.
I need to catch my breath a little. I was tasting that jerk chicken. Very spicy. That is not Haitian food. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Everybody hydrated and moisturized? And at peace within yourself? All right, okay. We can start at the first one. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about while they get the slides up is basically I titled it From the West Side to the World, connecting with hibiscus. It's this hibiscus project that I did last year that I am preaching on any soapbox with anyone who will listen. So I do grow food in the Garfield Park neighborhood. I've been doing it for about 3 years now, going on 4 this year. And last year, you can switch to the next slide. And last year, I grew hibiscus. Wait, go to the, come on, see, that's how my soul felt when I was in the garden and I came back from my trip and saw that. That's exactly how my soul felt. But I wanted to add this in there because there's always one person who is like, but hibiscus, that's a different type. Like, you can't eat that type. And I'm like, in the Caribbean, everybody call it hibiscus. Nobody is worried about the Latin name and all that. So on your left, you will see what is commonly known as roselle. That is what you are drinking whenever you are in a Mexican restaurant, Jamaican restaurant, Korean restaurant, what have you. On the right is also hibiscus, but it's more flowers. Like, you see it more so just to make something look pretty. But you can't, some of them you also can't eat them too, but those aren't the ones that you usually make tea out of. So now that we got that out the way, I'm gonna keep calling it hibiscus. I will not call it roselle unless I'm talking about what they call it in Jamaica or something like that. So last year, I decided to plant some hibiscus just to see if it would grow. In background, my people are from Haiti. So in Haiti, and hibiscus is actually the national flower of Haiti. So my passion for this plant is like very, very deep. And so my family's back home in Florida, and since I don't have my Florida weather with me now, I was like, what can I plant that would remind me of home? And so I actually planted this from seed. This year I started it earlier so I could get a little bit more, or so I can get a head start for the season. But I planted this from seed, and it took about I'll say about 2-3 months for it to actually start looking like something, so much so that I forgot that I had planted it. So when it actually started coming up, I was like, oh shoot, that thing actually worked here in Chicago. Which I think it works because our summers here are hot enough to where it works. It don't last long, but it's hot enough. And so as I was harvesting these and sending videos to my aunts and my mom on WhatsApp, because I was like, it really did grow here. I was also thinking about, I think you can go to the next slide, it's on there. Basically, the question came into my mind of what if I intentionally distributed hibiscus seeds from my garden to folks in my network who would then tend to and establish their own relationship with it. So all my friends knew I was obsessed. And so I was like, I can't just give you the seed, but as an artist, I got to do it like my way. And so what I did was I created a screen print, which is on the next slide, to go, I think it's on the next slide, yes, to go along with it. And these are the 5 names. There are more, because the Nigerians remind me that theirs is not on there. But there will be a part 2 of that print. But these are 5 names plus hibiscus of what is called globally. So Karkady in the Middle East, Sorrel in Jamaica, Deshu Black in Haiti, Jamaica in Mexico and Latin America, and Bissap in parts of West Africa. So this was my way of, one, paying homage to all the folks I know throughout the African diaspora and just the richness of our culture, because that's just what I breathe, eat, and sleep. But then I also added on the seeds and the calyxes, which is the part you make the tea out of. And so I was intentionally distributing them, mailing them off, basically, the people in my network. So it went as far as California to Sweden and London. And I wanted people to test it out wherever they grew to see, and some of them don't grow, so this would be like their first time practicing, but that's the joy of like growing food, is just you learn as you go. But I wanted them to build their own relationship with it. And for some of them, this was the first time they actually had like the actual hibiscus tea leaves, like for real, not from the store. So this was my way of just extending the network and my obsession with hibiscus and the fact that I think everybody should grow it. And then what I have at that back table is some hibiscus tea that I made, if you would like to partake. Now these tea leaves did not come from my garden because I used them all. But I'm learning to save. I saved the seeds, but the tea leaves went. But it still tastes good. And it is medicinal, because the first person who tried it tonight, he took one sip and he was like, "This is supposed to be healthy?" I was like, yes, because growing up in a Haitian household, drinking tea, it was always to benefit something. So it was either it helps high blood pressure, it helps gas, it helps this, it helps that. Like, it was never just let's drink tea to be pretty. So my idea of tea when I'm drinking it or when I make it for people is like, it has to be doing something for you. It is very much good for your blood. And I was telling the person that usually the color of herbs and like what they produce tell you what they're good for. So the deep red of it is, I just say it's good for everything, but it is very good for your blood. And they're on my table. They're $5. You get a nice mason jar to go with it, and you get this cute zine that I made that has a poem about my relationship to hibiscus. And it was part of the very first tea and meditation series I did, where each tea, the writing at the end of it asks you to meditate on something. So yeah, holla at me if you want. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Oh, we doing Q&A or no? Before I run off.
You're good, you're good. I just wanted to make sure that they understood what they could leave with today.
Oh. And you get a car, and you get a car. What you can leave with today is some hibiscus tea that is on that back table, and a zine.
And also?
And what?
We got some pots.
Oh, yes. That part. So, Sam brought these compostable pots and some soil, and I have some seeds from when I went to our organic seed conference in Oregon like a couple months ago. So if any of you all want to, before you go home, get a pot and then put a seed in there and care for it when you get home, water it, keep the soil moist, give it some good sunshine, all that. It's on the other side, but I'm gonna wheel it in here. Yes.
I like that shirt, by the way. It's my shirt, so
Yeah,
that's
these
why
people
I
I
said
knew had a
hometown
tour.
tour. Yes, yes.
Yes, I had to support.
So one question I have, is those seeds the hibiscus seeds or something else?
They are the ones I have, no.
That's in the compost.
Well, the ones that are up there were the hibiscus. The ones I have are not. It's a variety. It's like beans, okra, some herbs, beets, all the good stuff.
Okay.
It's good starter seeds.
Okay. And when did you start? Because you said you had a head start with the hibiscus leaves. What month?
I planted them at the end of March, and so they're in the greenhouse on the west side.
Okay.
Growing real nice. So they germinated very well.
And they're best to be in a greenhouse?
Yes, because right now the way this weather is not making up
Bipolar.
its mind, I don't have time for it.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Oh, okay. Okay. Being that you doing your project on the west side, did you ever think of having a proposal for the Garfield Park Conservatory, since it's like a greenhouse and
You said having a what?
like a proposal or a partnership with the Garfield Park
Oh.
Conservatory?
Yeah, so I'm actually in their garden program. I've been doing a couple things with them because I used to live in Garfield Park, and that's one of my favorite neighborhoods. But yeah, I've been doing quite a bit of stuff with them already, so that's in the works. Any other questions? Or exit stage, right? Thank you all for your time.
All right, one more time for Alexandra Antoine. Thank you. Oh yeah, I moved that stair because it was just kind of in the way. Man, I want a screen print. All right, so we got two more. We're gonna hear from this next person we're gonna bring to the stage is a farmer. She has her own farm on the south side of Chicago in Inglewood. And she's also a part of Grow Greater Inglewood. She's gonna tell you all about it. Y'all please make some noise for Bweza Itagi. I'm sorry. Itaji. Bweza Itaji. Ooh. I think I turned it off.
Test.
There we go.
Okay. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
And I just have to say, it is very beautiful to be here with a bunch of people who love the land. Like, that's such a special experience, especially in this time, in this day, where, you know, a lot of our work is under fire. I'll just leave it right there. But my name is Bweza, as Sam said. A little context about me. My father is from Uganda. That is land that means so much to me, from the southwestern part of Uganda. And then my mom is from Chicago, actually, lived in Inglewood briefly before moving to Cabrini, where she grew up. So I think we have a video.
Yeah, it's gonna play right.
Okay. So yesterday, Sam and I had a little tour. So we linked up at the Inglewood Village Plaza, which is on 58th and Halsted. That is run by Grow Greater Inglewood. So Grow Greater Inglewood is the organization that I work for full-time, and we essentially are an organization focused on reclaiming vacant spaces within the neighborhood for community. We do that in a lot of different ways. First, creating a network of farms, including the farm I co-own alongside Mecca Bay, right here. Wave, Mecca. Raise your hand. Go, Mecca. Because it's teamwork. I could not do this by myself. I would never want to, okay? But we create a network of farms within Grow Greater Inglewood, and we also are working on the project I'm stewarding, which is the Inglewood Nature Trail. You can see some of that in this beautiful video right here. So first, that's our plaza. This space had been vacant for at least 50, 60 years. This is right on the corner of 58th and Halsted. You know Halsted's a super busy street. So before we started activating this space, it was just a dumping ground. People were just throwing a lot of stuff. We would have community cleanup days, but we were always trying to envision what would this space look like? What should it be? So we had asked a lot of community members, and they were like, we would love a space where we could just gather in nature, bring our kids, have fun activities. And it's taken a long time for us to get to this point. But this design that you see right here was done in partnership with a landscape architecture firm called Botanical City, based in the city here. And they helped us really reimagine this space. So the trees you see are all aspen trees. They have this beautiful golden color in the fall, if you know aspens. And it's really an honor to the ancestors. We also have different pavers on the pathway there that eventually will be engraved with names of Inglewood community members, living ancestors, just honoring all the people who have poured their love into creating the neighborhood that we all want to see. And I think the narrative when we talk about Inglewood does not encapture this. It doesn't show that there's a dope collective of artists, farmers, gardeners, community members who are all linking into this idea that we, as Black people, deserve beautiful spaces. And when you create a space for us, it's naturally welcoming to everyone, because that's who we are, that's what we do. So this space here is also part of the plaza. It is a community U-Pick garden that is stewarded by our backyard garden team and our urban earth corps. And they have, right now, they're about to start planting, and it's all free for community to pick at any time. They label everything, mention, how to use things, how to make teas, how to prepare some of the food. But that's a really important piece of the work. And then that same team also has installed free backyard gardens in community members' homes. I believe to date they have installed almost 100. And just imagine, this is a group of mostly young people, 18 to 26, who are learning not only how to do consulting, how to talk to neighbors, ask them what they want, but how to actually build the raised beds. So they're learning carpentry skills. They are also learning how to do horticulture and do the planting, and then people have their own gardens to care for. So I think that three-prong approach, from a free U-Pick garden, backyard gardens in people's homes, and a collection of farms, is really how we are approaching some great land sovereignty. I don't know how much time I have, but I'm also going to talk about Sisters in the Village. Oh, the trail, okay, true. So the Inglewood Nature Trail is, again, like I said, the project that I am primarily focused on. So this is a almost 2-mile long abandoned rail corridor that goes from a little east of Halsted to Damon, between 58th and 59th Street. It used to be a connector rail, so it's in between two major intermodal yards, and it was used to transport goods throughout the neighborhood when there were more industries and manufacturing businesses. But it's been vacant, again, since at least 1950. And part of our work as Grow Greater Inglewood, too, was asking folks, first of all, what's your memory of this space? How have you used it? And people were like, I used to play up here, I used to take my dogs up here, even when the train was still active. And then we asked, well, how would you like this space to be repurposed? And it was the same idea. I want a space where I can walk, be in nature, learn about some of the birds, learn about some of the plants that are naturally growing in this area, and also connect with some of the farms along the way. It would be great to have local restaurants and businesses. So we have created a land use plan with a vision of what these vacant spaces could be. And also the Inglewood Nature Trail to date has raised about $90 million to make this project come to fruition, so it's happening. Yes. Also, shout out George Michael, also Grow Greater Inglewood team member. So yeah, it's been a beautiful labor of love, and it's also really beautiful to be in this space again with folks who I've connected with at different points in the journey. Alexandra was at Urban Growers Collective when Mecca and I were first starting our farm 5 years ago now. We're about to have our 5-year anniversary. And one more thing I'll say is we do have volunteer days for the farm, Sisters in the Village. We're on 58th and Ada. This is our farm. So it's about to look a lot different once we start planting in the next couple weeks. But we are
You can get in there.
running out of the way.
No farm.
A black
You gotta
woman-owned
wave at us,
farm
though.
growing fresh, Shout out to that. Growing fresh vegetables, fruits, medicinal and culinary herbs for the community. We also have workshops with the local Girl Scout troop. We've been with this same group of girls for now 4 years, about to be 4 years, teaching them everything from seed to table. How to plant the seeds, how to tend the land, how to transplant, how to harvest, and then how to make beautiful meals out of it. It's all natural, all organic. We don't spray pesticides. We use a lot of truly indigenous practices of stewarding the land. And most of the crops that we grow are from the African diaspora. Are there any questions?
How can they connect?
Okay, thank you. You could connect with us on our Instagram at Sisters in the Village. SISTASNINTHE Village. And we have volunteer days once a week, Saturdays, usually from 9 to 11 a.m. You can tap into our socials and we'll post about them. We also will be having some really great events coming up, including our 5-year anniversary celebration, May 31st at Kusanya Cafe, if y'all know Kusanya. Great spot. And we always welcome people to just stop by. We're usually there every day, various times, but it's just such an experience to come to the land, feel the energy, see the plants, see the whole ecosystem, and including some hawks that actually live in the trees right next to the trail, but we see them as our protectors. They're always kind of keeping watch peacefully, and it's just a beautiful space. So I hope you can come join us, vibe with us. If you have any questions, of course, you can ask them now or ask myself or Mecca afterwards. Not Mecca, just me. Don't ask Mecca.
Y'all make some noise for Bueza. Check out Sisters in the Village. Shout out to Mecca Bay. Hey, what's up? What a dope name. All right, so we got one more talk we're gonna have, and then we're gonna open it up to jam. Y'all ready to jam? Yeah, sure. Thanks for bearing with us. We usually try to wrap this thing up at 10, but hopefully we're gonna stick around a little bit longer and vibe out because we had a little bit of a late start. Anybody running the traffic on the way here? Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know what's going on out here. Seems like it just gets worse and worse. But we're here now. And there's a lot of traffic. Actually, I'm not going to even go there. But what we're going to do next is we're going to bring up Jacob Campbell. He's an environmental scientist, and he's going to talk with us about Roots and Routes, which is presented in partnership with the Field Museum. Can y'all please make some noise for Jacob Campbell?
Hi, everybody.
So we're gonna do a little talk back together. So we're good, okay. All right, Jacob.
Sam.
How are you today?
I'm great.
You enjoying the event?
I am so honored to be here. Such a great group of people, feeling really good.
Yes, sir. So you are an environmental scientist. For anybody who's just hearing that term for the first time, how would you describe that in short?
I'm a particular type of scientist in that I'm a cultural anthropologist, and so what my work really focuses on the connection between people and the environment, and you'll see kind of in some of what we talk about how that plays out. I'm an applied scientist in that I'm always looking for ways to both work with community and crafting the kinds of questions and research that we do, and then funneling those directly into solutions on issues that people care about.
Yes, sir. And so you brought some slides for us. Can we
Yeah.
talk about roots and routes? So you and I met. I was working as an events coordinator for the Muddy Waters Mojo Museum, and we were doing a birthday party celebrating Muddy's 109th birthday, I believe, or something like that. And you came up and you was like, "Hey, man, just in case if you guys need some space, you know, I see you're doing construction over here. I'm with the Roots and Routes, and we have several spaces that you can convene in, these gathering spaces." And you were talking about how they're just up and down the Sabo, like so. And can you just maybe give us a brief description of what this is, and let's talk about how it kind of came about.
Sure. Yeah, so also, by the way, this map is on the table out front if anyone wants to pick up one of the brochures and find your way to these spaces. That if I have one goal tonight, it would be to really, if you're already familiar with these, great. Otherwise, to introduce you to them and help you build a relationship with this aspect of our South Lakefront and help learn what can happen in some of these spaces. So Roots and Routes. Roots and different dialects we learn about is like, how do you spell routes and say roots seems like a little different for everybody. But the idea being roots kind of into the soil, routes out into the neighborhood. And this work was born out of a tree planting event that happened in 2014. The Chicago Park District has been, you probably have noticed, revitalizing this strip of lakefront for 15 years now. And they reached out to our team at the Field Museum to help build some ties, do some community engagement, connecting community to what was primarily an ecological process first. So like they were really interested in creating habitat for migratory birds. And so that was the initial impetus. But realized that they had some blind spots in how they were engaging the nearby residents in that process. And so Roots and Routes was born out of that need, and I was fortunate enough to kind of be in on the ground floor from that process, help shape and advise with the Park District on what that could look like, and tapped some friends, rock star community leaders and artists to help us learn what that should look like. And so out of that that tree planting event, there was people literally put roots in the ground. And then from there, it's grown to some artistic installations that we can talk a little bit more about here in a minute.
Yes, definitely. And you mentioned that there's been development for the last 15 years on this part of the lakefront. Can you describe what the range is from the north to the south of it?
So the Burnham Wildlife Corridor is the McCormick Center to the north and 47th Street to the south. And so most people are really familiar with like the bike trail that rips through there, and people are, you have to dive out of the way from the bikes going 1,000 miles an hour. Less familiar, though, with what is red on this map, which are some wood chip trails that kind of curl off of the main path and go back into what the Park District calls their natural areas. And so inside those natural areas are, again, they were kind of originally designed for the birds. And so some of our work has been to advocate for creating those as spaces where people should feel comfortable as well and be able to utilize in different ways. And so yeah, you can see that the paths are on both sides of Lakeshore Drive and sometimes a little bit difficult to access, but that's what we were kind of like, when we met, we walked from Muddy Waters Museum over the new footbridges, and we're able to access that way.
Yes, and it's super walkable. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide. So you mentioned the birds. Would you like to expand more on this, or would you like to keep
Only
on?
in that, before I came here tonight, I was over I walked around the Osaka Garden and Wooded Island in Jackson Park, and it was completely mind-blowing the number of birds that just arrived last night. So like they rolled in on that warm front, and I was like, I texted a couple of my bird nerd friends, and they're like, "Oh no, they just rolled in," and so I encourage everybody. Like, my vibration changed so much from that walk. Like the music, the flashes of brilliant yellow and purples and these tropical colors that just move through Chicago for this brief window. We're a crucial migratory flyway for all these birds that are on their way from the tropics to parts north. And so they need this area. And the next month, go out, find yourself in a piece of forest and see if you can bathe in the sound of those birds. It's really something. So,
yes, and why
so
not
a couple of
start in
our favorites here, this indigo bunting's my personal favorite. They always can be found at that Burnham Nature Sanctuary at 47th Street as you go in off of Cornell up the trail. They're always there. They love it there.
Can you educate us on what are the specifics that are planted or cultivated in a space that wants to attract birds?
Yeah, so I mean, and this is sort of in keeping with some of the other comments tonight. I mean, the prairie and woodland ecosystem that has evolved for 1 million years. Where the Park District is bringing those plants and trees back through this Natural Areas program, and they need those things. The monarch butterflies, these birds, they rely upon them, and so the corn and soybeans that they just flew over for 1,000 miles from south of here, it might as well be sand to them, worthless. And so they come to Chicago, they're looking for these spaces, and it's almost like you can hear their joy. Like this afternoon, like it's unbelievable. There's this sort of joyfulness when they find this nurturing plant life.
That is beautiful. Can we talk about this picture here? This is Norman Teague, right?
This is Norman Teague. Yeah, absolutely. So so the next phase after that tree planting event, the Park District had a budget for benches, and we're like, let's not just put some standard issue gray park benches in this place. It deserves way better than that. And so we use those funds to put out a request for proposals, and really with a focus on the neighborhoods of directly adjacent to this corridor, and to install gathering spaces, council ring type installations built by artists with connections to those neighborhoods. And so five of those teams were given awards to build these spaces that are scattered along that chunk of the lakefront.
Nice. And just moving along, can you maybe just mention the different spaces, the names, and maybe, I can't remember if they're all in separate slides or different slides here, but can we talk a little bit about the different spaces that are within the Burnham Wildlife Corridor?
Yeah, and so this is Sankofa for the Earth, which is the southernmost, and so the destination from that Burnham Nature Sanctuary on that trail. You programmed this space last year,
yes,
and will again, so look out for Sam and ChiBrations for another one coming up here before long.
Yeah, I got a shout out if you ever saw the promo for the Earth Jam. So we did a wind jam, we did a lightning jam, and we also did an Earth Jam. And the Earth Jam happened at the Sankofa for the Earth site.
Yeah.
And we are definitely doing that again in nature. So please look out for that.
Yeah, so this was built at the Southside Community Arts Center. And the next slide is really an important part of this story too. This is a group of young people from Phillips that we trained to conduct oral history interviews, and they went out, talked to their elders about this long-standing relationship that the Bronzeville community in particular has with this stretch of lakefront. And what it was important to us to ensure that relationship was not scrubbed in the work that the Park District was doing, that it wasn't the sense of like, well, yeah, there's nothing going on here, kind of similar to what was said before. These ties for black people, especially a crucial stop on the Great Migration, right literally next to where Sankofa stands. And so these young people were docents and helped people get to know this space when it was originally launched. And Sankofa really embodies that connection that Bronzeville has to that very, very place. And so in addition to that, there are two of the gathering spaces have connections to artists based out in Bronzeville, 2 have connections to the Pilsen community, and 1 to Chinatown. And so the whole idea really that sort of animates Roots and Routes is that there has been a feature of segregation and systemic racism in this country and in Chicago has been that the default setting really for access to nature has been that it's geared towards middle-class white people, and that like the signage, the design, the outreach, that's the default setting. And so this was built, designed, and continues to operate in ways that try to correct that and ensure that the people that have the most to win or lose and connections, deep ties to that particular part of the lakefront can plant a flag in this way and continue to activate and benefit from those spaces.
Yes, it's so cool that we have this in our own city. You know, walking the nature trail over there by Sankofa for the Earth, and this is actually from the Earth Jam that we did. I know Charmin was there, and Baby Rain, and Nashon was there as well, Chikandi and Jayla. This was a great time, and so the Sankofa for the Earth, that installation was put together by, can you talk about the team? Because I know it's a little more extended.
Dorian Sylvain,
yeah.
Raymond Thomas, and Artie Crawford were the lead artists.
Yes. And so we got a chance to be joined by Artie and Dorian. And yes, we'll be doing this once again, so be on the lookout for the Earth Jam that's happening with ChiBrations. Can we talk just real quick, and then we'll close, just the significance of having these type of spaces in the city, you know, to where we don't have to travel outside, we don't have to go find, you know, some space in the burbs, to where we have this in our very own city. And can you talk a little bit about that importance, and then also other ways that it's been used, particularly this as well?
Yeah, I mean, this image and the one previously at Set in Stone Gathering Space, which is really stewarded by the Chinese American Museum of Chicago, they've become these temples, like sacred spaces, where rituals, traditions that have particular ties to cultural connections to nature from immigrant communities, from communities that have these rich ancestral traditions, environmental traditions that just don't work as well inside. They just don't. They don't work in between 4 walls. And so, this is a Dia de los Muertos event that has now 9 years running at La Ronda Paracata Gathering Space, which I really encourage everybody to build a relationship with. It's like crown of monarch butterflies on the hill above 31st Street Beach. And it's been profound, like what has happened here over these years. I'm really struck by, I mean, as an anthropologist, one of the things that I do around this is learn and talk to people and understand the connections over time that are built with these places. And COVID was really hard for Black and brown communities in particular, and one of the things that we learned was that the people came out the year after and wept and shared how much it had hurt them to not be able to mourn together as a community. And so Dia de los Muertos built around honoring those that had passed that year before. And it was able to be done outdoors more safely, even kind of as we were moving through the pandemic. And so those sorts of things have really risen to the surface for us, and that's why I'm so committed to this work, and we're trying to help it happen in other places, because it's both a way for particular cultural traditions to be practiced, but then also for them to be shared and for people to learn about them and respect them and honor them. And that's kind of the other real goal of Roots and Routes, is to have there be this cross-cultural communication, new relationships that can be built, and sometimes that happens on the land in a way that it can't happen anywhere else.
Well, Jacob, we really appreciate you for putting in the work, sacrificing your time, and really delving deep to create spaces for us, but then also to help preserve the history, to help platform the culture as well on the South Side and in these nature trails and these nature spaces. There are pamphlets up front.
Yeah.
Please grab some of those. Check out the maps. Can you let them know, do they need to book time to go to these spaces, or can they just show up?
No, they're yours. This is Park District property. They anything less than 50 people, events you can just roll up on them. And then there's everything from yoga classes to guitar workshops to people get married in them. Like all sorts of things can happen in these spaces. If it's more than 50 people, then you can contact me, contact the Park District to help you be permitted, and then get resources, porta potties, amps, all sorts. There's grant programs. They're yours. These are stages, platforms, spaces that everybody can use. GatheringSpaces.org is a place to get additional resources, whether it be guides to those birds, help you identify them, the plants, also the maps and some of the other resources as well are available there.
Jacob, we appreciate you.
Amen.
Yeah, clap it up. Jacob Campbell.
Thanks, everyone.
So we're about to turn it back over to the band, because we're about to jam on out, y'all. Thank you all for vibing with us today and coming out to the portal. This is not over yet, but I do want to express gratitude. If you're not following ChiBrations, please follow us on the interwebs, on the social media. If you don't have the ChiBrations app, please download the app. It's free. Get this goodness. Shout out to ILA. Shout out to Sugar Gamers up there. Shout out to Experimental Station. Can we please make some noise for this space here? We're ready for the band, y'all. And then also, we want to shout out Phil Foundation as well for making this possible for us to come in and share space together. Have y'all, make some noise if you follow ChiBrations on Instagram. I want to shout out Bloom. Wave at him, Bloom. Bloom is the voice of ChiBrations' Instagram page, y'all. So she is the one that's letting you know about all the things that we have going on. And she does not live here regularly. She's visiting family. She used to live here. So she's in town. So she's experiencing her first portal tonight. So make some noise for her. Yep. All right. And once again, I want to shout out Sharman Jarman. Go ahead, you got it. Shout out Sharman Jarman for helping with the team. Chikandi coming in town to help us. Shout out the whole team. Alfonso Jones back there on the sound. Shout out my wife, Ebony Elise. Shout out Amber. Shout out Veronica Riley. Yes. All right, let's jam, y'all. Shit.
hit you back right away. I see your skies are gray. I hope to God you're safe. I'm having a busy day. I hit you back right away. I see your skies are gray. I pray to God you're safe.
It's a cinema. I pucker my lips and I'm in and up. Cut a new body on, cut a new body on camera. I promise you what I've been building up. Discussion that's like in and out. I find my whip in a while now. Flashing, acting. Be getting too wild, then take a hiatus. Coyotes. Every time I'm on the road, I'm running out. I whip it on action and send it back on visual. And they wonder why the hell I'm always running up. Baby, do not fear. I got killers in my rear. I had Jesus take the wheel. Happy in my wheel. I got demons here for real. I just popped away my pills. I got happy here for real now. Real now. Hey, baby, do not fear. I got killers in my rear. I had Jesus take the wheel. Happy in my wheel. Got demons here for real. I just popped away my pills. I got happy here for real now. I'm having a busy day. I hit you back right away. I see your skies are gray. I hope to God you're safe. I'm having a busy day. I hit you back right away. I see your skies are gray. I hope to God you're safe.
Slowly shaking in my body like it's holy. I've been waiting for you for the whole week. I've been waiting for you, you're my Sunday candy. Slowly shaking in my body like it's holy. I've been waiting for you for the whole week. I've been waiting for you, you're my Sunday candy. Yeah, slowly taking in my body like it's holy. I've been waiting for you for the whole week. I've been waiting for you, you're my Sunday candy. Slowly taking in my body like it's holy. Yeah, I've been waiting for you for the whole week. Yeah, I've been waiting.
Yeah. Mystic, intrinsic, feeling optimistic, skip this, I flip this, tap that, and end it with a bang, your brain is saying, do not change the game, my name became a whole household name. So intense, romantic, ghost of militant, I'm rantic, the beautiful, it's like a lantern, begin to truly see it all, when my eyes are disgusted, the sky got the seeds planted. I tend to begin my day with a cleanse, putting myself in the mind state to win as a planet of mind, top five with the guys and adapt the statistics to make the something trying to live by, I'll be by gone to make room for the high zone. Come on, as we can ring along like the song that play games and people, it's been a long day, you're right and ain't wrong. We're so fantastic, stretchable like elastic, flexing abilities, it's everlasting, cause we way too real, don't need no drastic, can never be fathomed, but crack like addicts, it's out of the cold, with the top so fold, with the future holds, can't wait till we know, it's out of the cold, with the future holds, can't wait till we know, can't wait till we know. Sunday, candy, Sunday, candy, now Sunday, candy, Sunday, candy, the sun shines, candy, the sun shines, candy, rain, candy, rain, candy. I'm on the portal, I'm walking in the portal, I'm in the portal, I birth many flowers and moon and sun. Shine, 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 and I breathe and I flow and I breathe and I release, breathe and I flow and I breathe to release, and I come in peace, and I peace, and I lease, and I am free. Yes, I'm so free. And you believe in peace, in the trees, and the leaves, and tap it out now. Tap it out now, and I rap now, and I tap now, and I rap now. Matter of fact now, what you doing now? Come on down now, bring it up now. We going up now. One, two, three, four, the 5, 5, 6. Everybody, what the say now? Yes, now go. Breathe and stretch and shake and let it go. Now breathe and stretch and shake and let it go. And let it go. And let it go. Just let me know. Are you in a flow? Just let me know. Are you in a flow? Just let it go. Are you in a flow? Flow like the wind. Like Indy on a violin, and Jeremy on our drums, and we unfamiliar. Here we go, here we go, here we go, and I flow, and it go, and it go, and breathe, and it go, and it go, and it go, work, now work, now work, now But you got my sister, but you got my sisters and my brothers and my sister. Yo, I think I feel something, and I feel this, and I feel that, and I feel this. I think y'all might know this. It's been 3 weeks since you looking for your friends, and when you let it call you again. I've been back to Benjamin, I like to tell him, but he even will again. Hey. I'm like, he's gotta go a little fast. Take it slow. Can we slow it down a little bit? Can we slow it down a little bit? So what did Lauren say? It's been 3 weeks since you're looking for your friends, and one little called you again. Remember when he told you he was about to Benjamin?
Yeah.
Actually, he don't wait in the
Yeah.
Come on.
da ba 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 ba. Da 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 da ba 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 ba. Ba da ba ba ba. Ba da ba 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 ba. Ba da ba 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 da. Ba da ba 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 ba. Ba da ba ba da da. Ba da ba ba da.
My life, my life, my life. My life, my life, my life. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, happy. Feeling glad I got sunshine in the bag. I'm useless. I'm useless. Hey, happy. Hey, happy. I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in the bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. Hey, that I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in the bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on. It's moving on. It's moving on. Moving on. Oh, it's moving on. 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 Yeah, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in the bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. Hey there, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in the bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future, my life, my life, my life, my life. It's coming on, it's coming on, it's moving on, it's moving on, it's moving on. It's my life, my life, my life, my life. In the sunshine.